Bring the Monday, June 15th, 2026 Township of Hamilton Committee meeting to order. Please rise for the flag salute.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law by posting a notice of this meeting on the bulletin board in the municipal building and by transmitting notice of this meeting to the Press of Atlantic City, Star Ledger, and Atlantic County Record on January 6, 2026. Mr. Aiken?
Here.
Mr. Cheek?
Here.
Ms. Thompson?
Here.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Here.
Mayor Patali?
Here. Have a moment of silence for private reflection. Thank you. First off, we have a proclamation for the retirement of Rita Martino.
He's still going to be smart.
I wore a suit for you. Right? You and my daughter, that's about it. Whereas, after a successful career in accounting and marketing for both the casino industry and the American Red Cross, Rita Martino began her 34-year journey within the public service in 1992, serving as the city clerk of the city of Port Republic. She later served as the deputy township clerk of Galloway Township. In 2005, Rita was selected to serve as deputy township clerk of the Township of Hamilton. And finally, in 2016, she was promoted to township clerk of the Township of Hamilton. And whereas Rita has dedicated 21 years of exemplary service to the Township of Hamilton, serving with professionalism, integrity, and an unwavering commitment to public service. And whereas, throughout her tenure, Rita has been a steady and knowledgeable leader and mentor whose contributions have left a lasting impact not only on the Township of Hamilton, but also on colleagues, elected officials, and the residents she has served so faithfully. And whereas Rita's institutional knowledge, attention to detail, and dedication to excellence will be truly missed. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that we, the Township Committee of the Township of Hamilton, County of Atlantic, State of New Jersey, on this day, June 15, 2026, proudly congratulate Rita Martino on a highly successful career and well-deserved retirement. Be it further resolved that this proclamation is presented to Rita to serve as a lasting token of our gratitude, with our warmest wishes for health, happiness, and continued success.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Thank you to the Township Committee. Thank you. I'll be shorter than that. What a wonderful career I have had. Thank you very much for honoring me this evening. I made some notes in case I got nervous, so we'll see. I would like to thank the 32 township committees that I have served, the 2 city councils, the 15 mayors, 1 council president, and 2 municipal clerks. It's been my honor to serve with. I would also like to thank the long-term employees of the Township of Hamilton for their dedication, friendship. It's wonderful to see so many of you come out tonight. I really appreciate it. I would have never been here without your support. And mostly, I'd like to thank my son for his constant support, his sacrifices that he made, and his encouragement so that his mother could have this career. And absolutely, the most thank you to the taxpayers, residents, and business owners of the Township of Hamilton. It was an honor to be your municipal clerk. Thank you. Have a good night.
So I'd just like to say, I've been up here now for 7 years, and Rita was a wealth of knowledge to help somebody who didn't know anybody, probably any committee member who came in here. She was there to help out, answer questions, gave me her cell phone number. You have any questions, doesn't matter when, Saturdays, Sundays, she would answer. Maybe not right away, but she'd get back to me. But losing Rita is losing that wealth of knowledge that she has. And I'm sure Jane's going to do a great job. Looking forward to working with Jane. So far, so good. And but best of luck. Do some traveling. I know you will. And thank you for your service. Really appreciate it. Okay, additions, deletions. What's that? Well, it's agenda late list, June 15, 2026, deletions. 12A, PBA contract negotiations. Contract negotiations.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Against? Ayes have it.
Do we have to add the updated list plan 17?
We don't have the updates that were given us, we don't have to add them. We don't have to do anything with that. There was several that we had some added information. No, it's just added information.
I just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
Early public comment?
We have Frank Roby signed up for 3B and 3C.
Frank Roby, 309 Farragut Avenue. The Duberson property has some beautiful trees on it.
Yeah,
We can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
The
That's
Duberson
better.
property has some beautiful trees on it. I hope the owner can be convinced to keep some of them. Because especially there's a giant tulip poplar on the south side. It's just, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous tree. We need trees. We got too many automobiles and people and all that, but we need trees. So that's all I had on that one. On Amazon, a couple numbers: $2.65 trillion market cap, 77.7 billion. They made a lot of money. Sales of $716 billion in 2025. So net income is what I was trying to say. So
Thank you. Anybody else? That's it. Okay. Discussions, formal action may be taken. 3A. This is personnel within the tax collectors, assessor, and construction offices. Brett?
So I met with the Personnel Committee last week to discuss our ongoing search for a deputy tax collector. We have been unsuccessful. We've had the ad up on the league since the end of March. We did interview a few people, but they mostly weren't certified, and we did actually make a few offers, but the candidates turned down the offers. At this time, I'm looking to possibly raise the salary max from 70 to 75,000 to hopefully get some more candidates and get somebody in here that is certified, fill the position. We have the tax quarter coming up. As you can see further down in personnel, we are bringing back a part-timer to help out in Renee's office. But I'd like to get somebody in as soon as possible to fill the position. Historically, the deputy collector and the deputy assessor have had the same salary. I'd like to request that salary be, if we do agree to raise the max for the collector, I'd like to raise the max for the assessor.
Okay.
And again, that's only if the person is certified, has the CTC. So if they don't have that certification, then obviously we're not going to offer the max.
And obviously that'll be in the job description requirements.
Absolutely. The other thing, so since Amazon is coming in, we took a look at the salaries for the part-time inspectors. Those positions do exist, but they're not filled at the moment. In the event that we do need to fill them in the future, I'd like to do that. The salaries seem low, $35 an hour. We'd like to raise that up to $45 an hour. Hopefully we can entice somebody to come in and work part-time, at least for the duration of the project. So, looking to raise the maxes for the deputy collector, deputy assessor, and the 3 part-time building inspector, part-time plumbing inspector, and part-time electrical inspector.
Okay. Any questions, comments?
We thought that was a great idea because we are being proactive and we're not waiting until the project starts and we need it. So I think it's a great idea. I think Committeeman Cheek and I thought it was a great idea.
And again, we could start networking around for, a lot of these part-time guys work in different towns. Tom knows a lot of them. Start, gauging the interest of, some of these inspectors to come here work part-time, in the next couple of months, if needed. I'm not sure right now if it's going to be needed, but I'd like to have you. I don't want to come back to committee when it is. I want to be proactive and get this done.
Okay.
I could comment, there was a lot of discussion on it, and we felt very strongly that this way we're ready. If you have to call next week, we're ready to do that.
The goal is to not have to go out third party because that's even more expensive. We can use our leverage better, more cost effective, and obviously more personalized for the contractor for the office.
Understood. So you're looking for us to give you the okay to
Just draft
the ordinance?
An amendment to the ordinance, direct 10 and 9 the ordinance.
Everybody okay with that?
Good.
All good?
I'm sorry.
If, just for a clarification, if the committee would like to move forward with that, because there were simple adjustments, that is on for introductions, part of the ordinances that's later down the agenda. Those are the salary maximum changes. So we
Okay.
already took the initiative to draft that and put it in front of you if you so choose to introduce that this evening.
I'll just comment that I know you said CTC, but you also, in further other meetings, you told me also CTA.
That's the certified tax assessors.
Isn't it for both though? We're doing
They're
it.
two different certifications.
I know. I'm saying, aren't we giving both of them the ability to get a raise?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Moving on. Three B, approval of resolution to enter into an escrow agreement with Odin Properties as a conditional redeveloper. And this is for the Duberson property. Yep, you guys ready?
Good evening, Mayor, Committeemen, persons, ladies. Nick Talvaki on behalf of Odin Properties. We're pleased to be here tonight to talk about a complete rehabilitation of the old Duperson School into residential units and some additional units. It's a 69-unit total project. The property is going to be restored. We're applying for historic tax credits. Odin is very experienced in this area. They're actually undertaking 2 historic rehabilitations as we speak in Atlantic City. They're a well-known developer in the Philadelphia market. So with that kind of background, I'd like to introduce Phil Balderson. He is the CEO and founder of Odin. Phil, if you can come up here. You can see on the board we have some renderings of the project. Phil, if you could talk about your company and the project.
Sure. Hi, Philip Alderston. I'm the founder and CEO of Odin Properties. We're a Philadelphia-based developer of multifamily, and we do specialize in historic rehabilitations. So when we first saw this building, it was clear, we thought it was incredibly special, and it was important for us that as part of the redevelopment that we retain the historic character of the property itself, and do so in a way that's respectful of all the historic elements, but also in a way that we can kind of make the project work. So we have our whole team here today, our architects and engineers and our historic consultant, who will tell you more about it. But I can say that, of course, the building's incredibly important to us, but also the entire site and how the site interacts with the neighborhood. Just in that rendering, you can see the building itself brought back to its former glory, but and the kind of pump house structure there that's existing, and then further in the background, the townhouse-like structures that again will, our design intent was to wed those to the nearby homes. So they'll look like they're part of the fabric of the existing community, while also making sure that we have a beautiful landscaped campus and the required parking spaces that were incredibly important. It was made clear to us it was incredibly important to the community that we had ample parking there, as well as, yes, the trees are also important to us. So our goal with the project is really to make sure we're respectful of all of those elements, and we incorporate them into our plan. But we have, I guess, our architect here. If you want to take us through it, that'd be great.
No, you really need to be in front of a mic.
Thank you. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Perfect. All right. Well, I'll go over the boards. It's a little easier to just talk through. First board here, we have some of the existing current condition of the Duperson School. I think, as everyone knows, it's been vacant for quite so many years now. After spending a full day inside, it does have substantial repairs that are needed on the inside, but there are a lot of elements that we're able to historically restore and keep within the building. I'll briefly touch on those. Kyle can go through some of the intricacies of the historic renovation. But the great news is, on the outside of the building, the bones, if you will, are in fantastic condition, and it's a beautiful looking building. So we're going to be retaining that in its fullest form. The site plan, if you guys can see that, I'm not sure if anyone can flip here. The existing building will stay, and then these blue rectangles here along Linwood and 3rd Street are the proposed townhome-like developments Phil was talking about. Again, super important to keep the brick component in those so that they fit in with the surrounding character, and they'll be up along these street faces. We do have substantial parking. There'll be an ingress on 3rd Street and Linwood Street that'll serve the majority of that parking for the new townhomes. And then we do have some auxiliary parking lots that are accessed down here from Farragut, and then the corner of Linwood, one occupying some of the old recreational sports, and this one some of the front of this building to obviously meet that parking requirement. We do have a large plaza, which you can kind of see in this rendering here at the corner of Farragut, right on the school. So we'll be proposing a plaza, new landscaping, an area for the campus, as Phil kind of described it, for the residents to have some outdoor space. That's not just for the parking, and obviously the building would be landscaped around. What you're seeing up on the screen here, which is easier to see, is found boards. The school obviously was a school, so there's a large gymnasium, there's a beautiful theater, although in disrepair, that's in the school. We are going to be keeping the volumes of those spaces and the architectural details within those spaces, and we're creating bi-level units that basically occupy that volume. So everything that we're doing fits inside that volume. We'll have stairs that go up to the kind of balcony mezzanine, if you will, that'll all be encapsulated into one of those units. And then we're basically overframing another floor structure to create accessibility, ADA access for all the entries for any visitors or anyone that's in it. There's proposed 30 total units that are within the existing schoolhouse, proposing no additions to the exterior of the building. The exterior of the building will remain the same. We are proposing a few windows that go around the back side of the building on this little one-story addition back here, which was used by maintenance in the past, and it's like off the gym area. Those windows will be kind of symmetrically around the buildings so that they fit into character, and obviously Kyle can talk more about that. Those will meet the strict guidelines of historic preservation that we need to. This rendering, you can see this is on the lower level, which is the old gymnasium. So we have some bi-level units, which you're seeing to the left there. And then the right, we don't have any windows at this area. And there's stairs that currently cascade down to the gym. So we're going to provide a gym here, some amenity lounge for the residents, just some auxiliary space outside the units where people can kind of congregate, utilize that space for whatever they need. But really, again, utilizing that space and just putting a few walls in it so that the fabric of the building stays the same. And historically, we can keep those in mind. The other interesting part about this building is it was a school, so we have large corridors. Those will be retained. There's beautiful woodwork doors in there. All of those moldings, entryways will be retained. There'll be some areas that we'll probably try and restore some of the lockers that are there. They'll be pinned shut. But there'll be really a nice wide entryway for all of these units. They'll be very unique and really accessible and inviting kind of going into them. And then again, this is just the site plan. So briefly, I can talk around the duplexes, the townhomes that are there. There's 19 proposed structures. They're a mix of 2 and 3 bedrooms. I think that 2 bedrooms are 1,400 square feet, and 3 bedrooms are 1,600 square feet. So they provide a nicer mix for families to come in and just larger amenities. The schoolhouse has a little bit of a different mix. There's smaller 1 bedrooms. Some of the 1 bedrooms are more large with those bi-levels though, but they're actually 1 bedrooms due to the windows and configurations. But really a good mix across the site of 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms. So there's like a good mix on the site for the. Do you want John to talk a little bit about the civil stuff? Sure. I don't think we have any plans up on that. Maybe. Okay.
Can I ask a question on the rendering?
Yes.
I don't see, from looking at the rendering, and I'm sure you have it, anything that's ADA compliant.
It's a good point. So on this site plan here, it's easier to see here. This back entry here at the building, there's an existing ramp and elevator that was in the school, so that'll be all retrofitted. So the entire school building will have ADA access available to all levels, and that elevator goes to all levels, so the whole building will be accessible.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
So it was basically described already as far as the site layout is concerned, but I'll just run through it quickly. The site itself, you heard the discussion on the building position, and the balance of the site was developed to make sure that we have all of the services, all of the parking, and all of our needs on our property so that we do not create a burden on the surrounding community. So as was already described, we have a full access driveway in off of 3rd Street. We also have a full access driveway in off of Linwood, which covers the majority of the parking on the site, with a couple of other little auxiliary or accessory parking lots, one off of Farragut and then one off of the corner of Linwood Street, which meets all the standards of the state of New Jersey and Hamilton Township ordinance with regard to RSI as the state standards and also local regulations. The other services that are on the site will have a full trash enclosure structure, so trash will be taken care of completely on site. The parking, because of the way that the parking lays out, the anticipation is that parking will be assigned based on the proximity or location of the unit that you would be renting. And then, as was described, there are a couple other amenities on the site. There's what we call like a little pocket park that celebrates the main entry on the corner of Farragut and 2nd. We're talking about a small little area for a dog park. Anybody that has a pet at this location would have location to run their animal. And all in all, the goal, as I mentioned when I started, is to create a solution on this site that does not create a burden to the residents, but fits in well with them, does not interrupt any of the vehicular circulation, does not interrupt any of the pedestrian circulation, respects the setbacks of the streets as compared to some of the surrounding development, and just really fits in with the fabric of this area. There will be a full landscape plan as we move forward with the application process and develop these plans further. Obviously, these buildings, the existing buildings, are already serviced by your municipal utilities. The new structures will have to make those required applications and work through the process for sewer, water, and other utilities for the duplex, the townhouse style structures. Really, that's all I have, Nick.
Sure. So as Nick said, I'm Kyle Toth. I'm an architectural historian with PSNS and for this project. So I review the designs with the team, and I also do a lot of the coordination with the preservation agencies that will be reviewing this project. So in addition to the Township's commission, Preservation Commission, this project goes through 4 different agency reviews to review the designs and make sure they're up to preservation standards. So that goes through the New Jersey Historic Trust, the New Jersey Historic Preservation Office. The Pinelands Commission actually has a say in the preservation aspect of this, and the National Park Service reviews this as well. And they, of course, discuss amongst themselves, but the main point of all of that is to make sure that we're protecting the historic character of this building. So several of the representatives of these agencies have walked through the building with us, with the design team, to identify those key areas, those key features that we're really intent on keeping and that make this building what it is. And then those areas that there's more flexibility and where we can put those new units and there's more wiggle room, like putting new windows on the back of the building, or how the relationship of the new buildings don't have an effect on the historic building as much as if we were to put it right attached to or behind. So there are several different parties involved in that process, but at this point they're all moving along together to make sure that this project meets any standard that any of them might have for historic preservation.
Mayor, committee persons, we concludes our presentation. This is still early in the process. Obviously, there is a long road. We'll at some point go to the planning board, public hearing for full design details. There's going to be a redevelopment agreement before that, a redevelopment plan. So a lot of work coming, but design team under Phil and Justin, they've been putting a lot of time into this in the last 8 or 9 months. We've already met with subcommittees twice. Robert has helped guide us through the process. You have the longest checklist I've ever seen for redevelopment in any municipality. But it's helpful to us. It forces us to focus on what you're looking for. So we've tried to take the input that we've received from your professionals and your staff and from our meetings. So we hope we're going in the right direction, and we'll continue to work with the township to get this right, and we think we're going to make it right. We think we're going to do a great job. I've seen what they're doing in Atlantic City and some of their other projects. I think this is going to be a project everybody in this township will be proud of.
Very good. Jim, can I have you come up? Can you just kind of give us a explanation of what we're doing here with an MOU so that everybody understands where we're at and how this is moving forward?
Surely, and I'll try to tie into Nick's comments. I'm Jim Maley. I'm our firm Maley Givens is redevelopment counsel for the township. But just to tie it into Nick's comments, tonight what you're doing for most towns is the very first step that they would ever take, which is an MOU is here for your consideration, which establishes an escrow for the negotiation that will take place in terms of finalizing these concepts, getting them in a position to move forward with a site plan, with a redevelopment plan, as Nick touched. You've already, because of the process you've already done a few steps on the concept, and there's a comfort level already of moving into that process. So tonight is simply a first step. All you're agreeing to tonight is that you will negotiate exclusively with this developer. They'll post an escrow for that, and then we move forward.
This doesn't mean that we're accepting these plans as they are. This is just a start. This is what their vision is, and it makes it, as Jim said, now the taxpayers aren't paying our professionals to look at this. It's the developer through their escrow, and it makes it so that the burden isn't on the taxpayer. So hopefully
that's right.
Does anybody have any questions about that?
No questions, but I do like what I see.
So well, I do like it. Can I ask how much are they putting into escrow? Can I ask you, Ken, or 10,000? Okay, thank you so much. Okay.
So moving forward, the procedure after this is planning board?
In time, not right away. What will happen at the beginning is more as they flesh out their plans more. They'll I presume make requests of us to make some zoning changes with respect to in the form of a redevelopment plan. That zoning will adapt to fit their project, and there'll also be a redevelopment agreement that'll be negotiated that'll flesh out any terms that arise during this process that the township wants to be sure that it's protecting itself on. If there's certain things that the township wants to see, wants to make sure are happening that are outside of that planning board site plan process, we'll address them in a redevelopment agreement. Then when that is set, this will move forward to the planning board for a site plan review to cover all the technical issues in terms of stormwater management, traffic, parking, all that stuff still happens after that.
Good. Anybody else? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I hear a motion for the resolution to enter into the escrow agreement with Odin Properties. Second. I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Aiken?
Yes.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Patali?
Yes.
All yes.
And hopefully this is the beginning of something good with Duberson School. It's been a long, long time coming. So best of luck, and we will be working with you very soon. Okay. 3C. Ordinance for Amazon Financial Agreement Pilot. Jim, you might as well have a seat.
Well, that's right. Well,
or you can stand and talk if you feel better.
I'll stand here. The stand up, I do much better. I'll just start things off. If you want to go into any more detail, Jen Edwards, your financial advisor from Acacia, is here. But I want to just to cover some of the general things with respect to the pilot agreement. So a pilot agreement is here for your consideration. It's a financial agreement that provides an abatement for the Amazon project. That abatement has been negotiated out for some period of time. It does not mean that the project pays no taxes. It reduces the amount of taxes that are paid. And just to touch on the gentleman's comment at the beginning of this, because obviously what's on a lot of folks' minds is, why would you ever have to give Amazon a tax break? And the reality of development in New Jersey is that there's two different pieces of this. One is development in New Jersey. In order to attract this project, which is 1 million square feet of a building, is 750 full-time jobs, 300 construction jobs, is an impact on the long vacant racetrack, kind of the stable area, okay, which is the most contaminated area of the racetrack. But the reality is that in order to attract a developer to that site, to this township, to that site, you're going to need to provide an incentive. Because your neighboring towns, your towns throughout the state, will do that in order to entice this project to come into their township. That is just the reality of the marketplace. That's one piece of this. The second piece of this is, while Amazon Global may be, one of the biggest companies in the world, Amazon's review, and through this entire process, which has gone on for some time now, through this entire process, each project is evaluated on its own. And so this project from the developer side is being viewed that it has to make sense economically, has to be financially feasible for them, and that's a reality of the project. So just because Amazon is making $1 gazillion in China does not mean that they move forward with their project in Hamilton Township. So tonight is the first reading of an ordinance to adopt a pilot. There will be a public hearing and second reading. Is it July 6th? Is that what it's going to be? July 6th. Okay, July 6th. The pilot tonight, I tell you what, I'm going to let Jen go through a little bit the financial terms. It has been negotiated hard. It has been vetted 25 different ways. Your professional team is making a recommendation to move forward with it. And I'll let Jen kind of run through a little bit.
Good evening, Jennifer Edwards with Acacia Financial Group. I'll just give a general overview of how the financial agreement is set up. Basically, it is set up with a greater of test. So there's several different formulas involved, and the township always gets the greater of all of those formulas. So the various tests include a minimum annual service charge, which is always the prior year's conventional taxes before the project is built, 10% of their annual gross revenues, which is the rent that Amazon pays for the facility. Then there's some statutory stage adjustments, which look at the conventionally tax method, and then there's a certain percentage of conventional taxes. And lastly, which is the most important and the one that really gives you the set for 29 years, is on a basis of a square foot, dollar per square foot on the building. So with that, the agreement is going to be set up that it's $1.69 per square foot for the ground floor and then 80 cents per square foot on the mezzanine. So what that does is it brings in approximately $2.9 million in gross pilot that then is shared with the county at 5%, and then you keep the balance. There is a land tax credit. They pay land taxes to the county, to the school, and to the municipality, and then the pilot receives a land tax credit. Ultimately, the first year estimated net is about $2.4 million to the township, and that's going to escalate at 2.25% a year. So the financial agreement is going to set up this calculation, and you're really going to have a good calculation for knowing what this amount is going to be for 29 years instead of it being a guessing game. The developer has to submit an annual audit showing what the revenues of the project are, and then the township gets to review those and double check the calculation to make sure that they're paying the appropriate amount. I think it's also important to mention that we looked at what conventional taxes would be. If they were conventionally taxed, what the municipality would collect. Right now, your tax rate is about 28% of the total tax rate for the municipal taxes. Under this agreement, you'd be keeping about 55% of that total conventional tax. So you're getting about 1.2 million more than if this was conventionally taxed under the pilot. That's directly coming to the municipality. There's also a 2% administrative fee that gets paid separately from the pilot, and that's calculated on the pilot payment. That's about $58,000 a year added extra onto that.
Very good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So that's in a nutshell, months and months of work. But in a nutshell, that's what the pilot is for your consideration. The process here is an agreement's been drafted up and the form of it has been finalized. The ordinance would be, if it meets with your approval, would be introduced this evening. Public hearing on that ordinance would be at the July 6th meeting.
Okay, very good. Any questions or comments? I hear a motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Aiken?
Yes.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Patali?
Yes.
All yes.
And another step closer. Thank you. Thank you. (3D) Governing Body Certification of 2025 Annual Audit. Any questions, comments?
Just one question. Will we be getting a copy of the audit like you did last year? All right, thank you.
I have a motion. Brett, you have anything to say?
No, I don't.
You sure?
I wasn't sure if you heard the answer.
She said yes.
Okay.
She said yes.
And there were no findings in this audit, so that's important to know.
You have a motion?
I don't know, do we?
I'll motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Aiken?
Yes.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Patali?
Yes.
All yes.
For a public hearing, ordinance 2137-2026, an ordinance of the Township of Hamilton, County of Atlantic, and State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 163 titled Excavations and Chapter 264 titled Streets and Sidewalks. This is a public hearing. Anybody from the public wish to speak? Greg, you coming down? No? All right.
Motion to close?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Ayes have it. So what's our pleasure?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? We have a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Aiken?
Yes.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Patali?
Yes.
All yes.
And thank you for your work with that, Bob and Ken. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
4B, public hearing, ordinance 2138-2026, an ordinance amending Chapter 60 titled Officers and Employees of the Code of the Township of Hamilton. This is a public hearing. Anybody from the public wish to speak?
Motion.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Ayes have it. What's our pleasure?
Make the motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Aiken?
Yes.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Patel?
Yes.
All yes.
4C, public hearing, ordinance 2139-2026, an ordinance of the Township of Hamilton imposing a moratorium through 12/31/26 on the development of any future data center in the Township of Hamilton and to amend Chapter 203 titled Land Use and Development of the Code of the Township of Hamilton. Ken?
Thank you,
I
Mayor.
think you have
If I-
something to say.
Yes, if I may jump in. As the committee knows, any ordinance that comes before the township involving zoning matters has to go to planning board to make sure that it's consistent with the township's master plan. This ordinance, after introduction at the last meeting, went before the planning board. There was some substantial discussion. They did find that the ordinance was consistent with the master plan, but in your committee packet, there was a memo from the planning board solicitor, and there was a recommendation for an amendment to the ordinance regarding the definition of a computer center that was included in the initial ordinance. And the concern was that that definition, which was separate and apart from the data center definition, may be applied to other facilities or other businesses, for example, a hospital or a professional office that has an internal server to operate their computer systems, which is outside of what the intention was regarding this ordinance in relation to data centers. So I had the opportunity to take a look at that, and what the committee has in front of it is an amended ordinance, and it would be my suggestion to tonight approve that amendment. And because it's a substantial amendment from what was introduced, it would have to be on for adoption again. It would have to go through publication. It would be adopted at the next hearing, which would be the July 6th, if committee does approve that amendment. And again, what has been removed from the body of that is the computer center, because we don't want it to be erroneously applied outside of what we intended with the ordinance.
Understood. So the ordinance, the number will stay the same.
The number will stay the same. It's already been introduced, but because there's a substantial material change, it has to be republished.
We have to reintroduce.
Or it will be publicated again, and the adoption will, and the public hearing will be at the next meeting, so the opportunity for the public to review the full amendment and
Yes,
participate.
so we're reintroducing it now.
Essentially, yes.
Yes.
Correct.
Everybody understand?
I understand. I have a question.
I do too.
In the amended resolution, we were always just saying data centers, but there are other names that also means data center, even if it doesn't say that, like internet data centers or cloud data centers. So I just wanted to make sure that everyone understood that data center has other names. If you hear other names, it means the same thing.
Correct. That's correct. So those are names that are synonymous. We didn't change any of that provision.
Right.
It was just a computer center portion of it. So the definition for data centers that was in the initial ordinance will remain the same.
Thank you.
Ken, so there was two recommendations.
That's correct.
So the second one,
There's two recommendations. The other concern was that there wasn't a sunset clause in the ordinance itself. That has not been changed. That's still in there. We didn't specifically put a sunset clause in there because we do anticipate, obviously, it'll be coming back in front of committee before the expiration at the end of the year, so we can address it. We have the ability, as we initially discussed, to follow legislation or litigation or anything that's going on, because this remains an emergent issue. Obviously, as this went to the planning board, there was another concern based on the discussion. So your professionals and your internal staff, we're going to stay on top of this. We're going to report back to you as this goes along with recommendations of any adjustments that needs to be made. But just like other emerging issues that have come before the township, we do anticipate that this will need to be amended, whether it's before the end of the year or at the end of the year. But we will be addressing this portion again in the near future.
Committee woman Withers? Or Witherspoon? Thompson?
Look at me, Mr. Mayor. So I'm just concerned about what Committeewoman Dr. Witherspoon was saying about how the data centers are very flexible with naming what they are. because everything is so broad. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can we say that we're specifically honing in on, because they can get like a smaller unit and then try to name it a computer center, but it's actually a data center, but it's just named something where it's smaller and it's a computer center. Because I was reading up on that, how they, change the names and based on the square footage and different things like that. So
that's a good point, Committee Woman. And this is what the purpose of the moratorium is because as this is an emerging issue and this continues to develop, we're going to be designing regulations and restrictions and specifications based on the research that our professionals in the internal team are doing, which is why this ordinance and this part of the code is going to evolve before the end of the year. We obviously tried to encompass everything that would be synonymous with names could be or what makes a data center. But we don't want it to be overbroad where it attaches to other businesses that is necessary to the town. For example, some businesses, maybe an urgent care, I'm using an example, might have an internal server based on their computers. If we draft language that erroneously attaches to them, that would be disastrous for that business and potentially the township. So that's what we're attempting to avoid by taking out that definition, but to make sure the data center is as encompassing as possible. And again, as we continue this process through the moratorium, as we do our due diligence period, this will evolve to be as specific as possible based on what the township would like to see happen or not happen. So this will evolve as we're going throughout.
yeah, because this has to be extremely specific, because to me a data center is a computer center. So I'm just saying, like, how specific.
Under the definition, it's a balance of what is specific enough and what is too broad. And that's what we're trying to do here. But again, it's going to be very specific as we go through. But the concern from the planning board, and as we discussed it internally, we could see how the definition that was included for a computer center in the initial ordinance was overly broad that could impact businesses, where it wasn't committee's intent to be able to prohibit or preclude them from the township, because it would apply to businesses that you would think that would never be a data center, or you would never categorize it as a data center. That's why we pared it back slightly. But again, that's why this is evolving and adjusting as we go through and do the due diligence period.
And we pared it back because we are anticipating one day there might be a building with a computer center in it, or they might use computers in a section, or.
And I don't want it to be confused between computer center and data center, because the way that the computer center said, it could be an internal server. There may be buildings located that are very small servers for internal computer and networking that could be construed as being a computer center under the definition that we had here, and that wasn't the purpose of it. So it's very small in-house servers rather than a large data center or even a medium-sized center or a small data center, which is what we are prohibiting here. We didn't want to prohibit an internal small server that we see in other facilities.
I'm just very concerned about this. I mean,
and that's the purpose of why we're going through it, so that we have the ability throughout this due diligence period to create specifications that work here for the township, and evolving and following the process.
Okay, which is good, because we have a computer here at the township, and we wouldn't want to prohibit what we're doing here or in a school.
Those are examples.
Those are examples.
Correct. It wouldn't be applicable, obviously, to the municipality or the government buildings, but that would be an example of something where it was overly broad that it could attach to, and that was the concern. Yes.
I think what happened here kind of shows why we can't just pass an ordinance that says no data centers. You know, this was something that somebody on the planning board brought up, caught, and said, wait a minute here. You know, we got to look into this. And that was the reason why we did the resolution, which hopefully has enough to stop anybody to come in before this ordinance is passed. And as Ken said, you know, this ordinance is going to evolve. It sunsets at the end of the year. So we have to do whatever changes that we want to make before then. Obviously, between now and then, I'm sure we're going to learn some other things from other municipalities, and how another developer who wants to do a data center might come in with a different angle that we didn't know, you know, wasn't thought about, and we can adjust to that. I think a good example is what's going on at Monroe, though it's a little bit different. But Monroe now has a $300 million lawsuit against, right? $300 million?
Substantial.
$300 million lawsuit against Monroe Township from the developer that wanted to do that data center.
And
So we need to, you know, cover all of our bases.
That's correct, Mayor.
And get this right as we can. Because obviously we're going to make changes. I think it's going to evolve.
That's correct, Mayor. As you mentioned in the committee, the point of getting this out ahead of this was to be proactive rather than reactive. Monroe's a very substantially different circumstance, but that is something obviously we'll be following as well as other legislation and proposed legislation, and some of the other things the municipalities throughout the state are doing. Your team is obviously going to be well ahead of this, so that we can report back. Mr. Goodman's been doing a lot of work on this as well. There will be reports to come back to committee, and we'll evolve it based on your direction as necessary between now and the end of the year. I'm sure going forward after that as well.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do we have any inquiries on trying to come here and have a data center?
We do not.
We do. Okay. All right. This is just us being very, 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 very proactive.
Proactive, and this is something that is such an emergent issue. You're seeing this from the
Right.
tip of the south of New Jersey all the way to the north.
Absolutely.
Obviously, because of the expansion of AI throughout not only the state but the world at this point.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much.
So do I hear a motion to amend
Yes.
the ordinance?
The ordinance.
Motion
Correct.
to amend the ordinance.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. We have a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Aiken?
Yes.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Patali?
Yes.
Again, Mayor, that will be on for public hearing and adoption before the committee on July 6th meeting.
And I'd like to thank Ken and Robert and the planning board for their work.
Thank you, Mayor.
Catching that. Thank you very much. Okay, moving on, introduction of ordinances. Introduction of ordinance 2141-2026. What's that?
He's not telling me.
It's not, you have to wait for public comment.
Yes.
No.
May I just address that, Mayor? That I'm assuming it's being talked on 4C, not 3D. 4C, the amendment, because it was substantially amended. The public hearing will be on July 6th, so it'll be the next meeting that the public hearing will be on for. Correct, it'll be on for the July 6th.
Yeah, we basically just reintroduced the amendment. Okay? Introduction of ordinance 2141-2026, an ordinance amending Chapter 70, Article 3, titled Extra Duty Employment of the Code of the Township of Hamilton. Right?
This is increasing the extra duty for the police officers when they do traffic details for companies like Verizon, Lansing Electric, from $85 to $90. This is paid for by the contractor, not the township. This is part of the PDA contract.
This is updating the code based on the contract that was previously approved. It's just updating the falling in line with that contract that the committee approved.
Good. Pleasure?
Motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Aiken?
Yes.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Patali?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
5B, introduction of ordinance 2142-2026, an ordinance amending Exhibit A and Exhibit B to Article 2 of Chapter 66 of the Code of the Township of Hamilton and the Township of Hamilton's Chart of Organization to provide for the amendment of certain positions and maximum salaries.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Aiken?
Yes.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Patali?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
5C, introduction of ordinance 2143-2026, vacation of Penny Lane.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Aiken?
Yes.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Patelli?
Yes.
All yes.
Consent agenda.
I just had a question on C.
You want to pull C?
Right, not, yeah, yes.
Motion on A through B, D through H.
Second.
I have a motion and a second on A, B, and then D through H. All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Ayes have it. So let's see.
I just had a question on C.
What's your question?
On page 2 of the list, Cousin Mario's is no longer in business, but do they still hold the liquor license for the new restaurant that is there? That's the question.
Yeah, Jane.
Okay. The liquor license still does exist, even if they are not in business. So it still is in existence and has to be renewed and paid for every year, just as an active license that is in business.
And I guess that would happen with the Atlantic City Race Course that's been.
That's
same
another
thing.
one that's inactive as well, yes.
That was it.
For pleasure with 7C.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Ayes have it. Eight A, resolution to hire Keenan Bell as a regular full-time truck driver laborer, $20 base hourly rate effective July 6th, 2026. Employment contingent upon successful completion of physical drug screen, background check, and this is to fill a budgeted position.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Aiken?
Yes.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Patelli?
Yes.
All yes.
8B, resolution to extend appointment of Brooke Sedin as an as-needed hourly employee in the tax collector department at the rate of $25 per hour, not to exceed 25 hours per week, effective July 1st, 2026, until the position of deputy tax collector is filled.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Aiken?
Yes.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Patelli?
Yes.
All yes.
Approvals. Minutes, regular meeting minutes of June 1st, 2026.
So
Motion.
moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Ayes have it. Minutes, special executive session meeting minutes for June 8th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Question.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, not a question, but just a correction. In the minutes, Jim,
Jim Malley?
yeah, his name was not included in the minutes.
We can correct that.
So just to have that included.
So it would be a motion to approve the
Approve
minutes as
as
amended.
As
amended.
amended.
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes as amended?
Motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Aiken?
Yes.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Patel?
Yes.
All yes.
Bills. Bill list total $1,691,233.44.
Motion. Second.
I have a motion and a second.
Question. Just one question.
Just one.
Just one.
Okay.
On page 19, Timothy I can't say his last name. TONCZYCZ ZYN LLC. I was trying to understand what that was for. It looks like an escrow, but I don't know. Does anyone know what that is? I'm not against the payment, I just wanted to make sure. And I apologize for not getting sooner. I read my packet late.
We have to check with community development on this. It looks like an escrow reimbursement, but without their spreadsheet, for $110.
It's a few of them, and I just didn't know what that was. It says escrow, but I just didn't know. I'm not against it. I just wanted to kind of.
Yeah, they all say escrow. All escrow, Chris?
Is this a reimbursement?
Reimbursement.
Escrow reimbursement.
Is
To what?
Okay.
Yes. I apologize for this because I normally have my questions answered prior to the meeting. Oh, Mott Watkins. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. That was the only question.
Yes, because it's on the, okay. She didn't want to pay you, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
No, I did. I just wanted to make sure that I was on, you know. I couldn't say it. I couldn't say it, so I spelled it.
Consistently.
Did I have a motion in a second already?
I don't know.
Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Aiken?
Yes.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Patel?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Reports. Mr. Administrator.
I just want to congratulate Rita again on her retirement. Her and I were both hired in 2005, and she was great working up through the ranks and helping me through all the different positions I've held in the township. And she's always the person I went to for questions and help, and we'll miss her. So I think Jane's up for the challenge. That's all I have.
Mr. Solicitor.
I echo what the administrator said, and as a professional dealing with Rita, she was a wealth of information, as the mayor said. She was phenomenal to always deal with, so she'll definitely be missed, but I'll echo that Jane's been great so far. So, thank you.
Mr. Engineer.
Echo the same words. It was a pleasure working with Rita, and I'll miss her, and Jane is filling her shoes completely. It's been a pleasure. And no new report this week, unless there's questions.
I just want to mention about Old Egg Harbor Road being closed from 40 to...
I did hear that. There is a ACUA force main leak. So they are under construction of trying to fix it. They will be updating. I know Officer Wade Smith has been updating me on the traffic control on the roadway, but as of right now, it's going to be closed at least for this week, and we'll know more by the end of the week. I don't know.
So they're supposed to be opening the road up to actually find out what the problem is. They hope to be able to repair it until they can get the material to, hopefully it's not a larger issue. If they have to replace more of the pipe, then the longer the pipe is, the longer the road's going to be closed. So right now they're telling us it could be open as soon as tomorrow afternoon with a repair. But ultimately, I'm not sure how long the permanent fix is going to be.
Very good.
We'll
Just
put
wanted
the
to
updates out.
throw that out there so that
We'll
people are aware of what's going on.
Updates out on Nixle or
Yep. Regroup.
Yeah, and I also wanted to say that I was happy about the set aside design assistance program. It looks like we got a grant for the bike path. That's number.
That's the grant that we already received.
Received the grant.
That's the what's on the
agenda.
Right. That's the reimbursement for the engineering. So we get the money, and then we get reimbursed. We have to pay it out front. That we submit for reimbursement to the state.
Yeah, it's to close out the project with the grant money. Yes.
Right. So I was happy about that.
Similar to what we do with the landfill.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mhm.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
So that keeps that project moving.
Yes.
Slowly, but moving.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, they're just trying to get permits. There's not much bills coming.
Committee members, Dr. Witherspoon.
Yes. I attended the Spirit of Halloween, gave $100,000 to the Community Food Bank of New Jersey. I was invited to that, and I did go because we have several food distributions or food banks or pantries in Hamilton Township, and we all benefit, you know, from those. The people benefit. It's very surprising to me because sometimes I see on what's going on in Mays Landing, people are asking about food. So I try to post that we have that pantry every Wednesday, St. Vincent's every Thursday, you know, the Harvest, not the Harvest, the Alfred Lundy Center. So we do have food here in Hamilton Township that is being distributed for people that are in need for the food insecurity. So I just wanted to make sure that I brought that up. And I wore my township shirt as I was representing Hamilton Township, but I was also representing my own food bank, and they had asked me to come. So, but because we had food banks here, food pantries here, I wanted to also be there to represent. So that was a good thing that the Spirit of Halloween had done. They had given them approximately over $500,000, but they gave $100,000 on that particular day. I attended a personnel meeting with Committeeman Cheek on last week, and that was really good. And I only have one more announcement. There is going to be an expungement here in the Township of Hamilton on the 26th of June, and it's going to be held at the library on 40 Farragut Avenue in Mays Landing. Hold on, I'm just going to my page because I want to make sure I'm saying this right. Okay, yes. It's a second chance, expungement, a second chance, a stronger future. Friday, June 26, 2026. Community resources they're going to have from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. and expungement assistance from 9 a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. They are encouraging pre-screening, but they will take walk-ins, all right? And what they're asking people to do is to, when you call in, or you can email your name, your date of birth, the last 4 digits of your social security number, and a phone number. And that's to ATL, which would stand for Atlantic, expunge.mbx@newjerseycourts.gov. And any questions, you can call 609-402-0100, extension 47220. Now, what they did put on here was, if you have an open criminal charges and or have been currently on probation or parole within the last 5 years, you will likely not be eligible to file at this event. So I just wanted to put that out there. But sometimes people have little small things, tickets, or little things like that they really need to get off their record. And to have it in Hamilton Township, I was very excited about that because normally it's in Pleasantville or in Atlantic City, but this is the second one in Hamilton Township, and I thought that was very, very good. And last but not least, there will be Juneteenth celebration here. There's going to be at Lake Lenape Park. It's a Wish and a SOAR presents Celebration of Freedom Community Olympics, Juneteenth 2026. Fun for all ages, a free event from 3 to 7 o'clock p.m. I had noticed on the flyer that it said that the Township of Hamilton was one of the sponsors, but I think they meant to say that some of our committee people were generous. Committee woman Tracy Thompson and Committeeman Eric Akins, I understand, gave a donation for the event. So we're glad that we're included, but y'all gave the money. I didn't want people to think that it came from the Township of Hamilton. All right, so that's going to be a nice event. That's all I have.
Very good. Mr. Aiken. So first, I attended a planning board meeting on the 4th to discuss the data centers. I want to give them guys a shout out for their due diligence looking through that ordinance and making the changes that I believe are going to help us tremendously on that. For them to go through it and, you know, pick out what needed to be put in there or taken out was great on their part, and that's their job, and I give them a shout out for that. I attended the first Friday again, Main Street, a lot more busier there, a lot different vendors. It was a great evening. Like I said, hopefully that continues and flourishes, and it's great, those businesses on that, you know, Main Street. They're just pushing it and pushing it. It's a great thing to see that. On Saturday the 6th, our first annual Cast and Connect, I went over police department and the PAL. I went over to Lenape East. It's Lenape East, right?
Yes.
To check that out. I think they had like 50 kiddos and their parents out there fishing, and it was a great weather, a little hot, but I think they all enjoyed it. And I watched and helped a couple of the kiddos fish and bait their hooks, and it was a nice thing. Hopefully that'll continue into next year, an annual thing. It was a great thing for our community. On the 6th, I attended the First United Methodist Church of Mays Landing dinner, barbecue pork dinner. Another great event for the community. A lot of people, a lot of chit-chatting, good food there. Like I said, that's great for the community. Something like that brings people in, helps the church out with their functions and, I guess, donations and stuff like that. On the 10th, I did attend an MUA meeting. There was discussion with our Amazon, with the approved Amazon that we approved. They had to go through for water hookup, I guess, and sewer hookup. And I attended that meeting. There was back and forth, and I believe they pressed on with that and agreed to certain things. And I'm sure they'll be back and forth with them for different things at their meetings. And on the 13th, this Saturday, I was with the sustainability team for their road cleanup on Cologne Ave. I did pull about 6 ticks off me, so there was a lot of stuff. Ticks don't scare me, but it was a great event. That group, they're all about keeping our township clean and, keeping it nice and classy, as you would say, Mayor. So there was a lot of trash up and down the road. I was surprised, but we got it done within a 2-hour frame, and it was a great event. One other thing I do want to say, shout out to our professionals that helped us out, gave us information on the pilot with Amazon. Very informative meeting we had. It explained a lot, opened my eyes, but it really helped me kind of settle with, that pilot. So I really appreciate that, what you guys did for us. And again, congratulations to Rita. I only got to work with her a few months, but it was great. I know she's done a lot for this township. Prior to, me being up here on the diocese, I used to sit out in the audience and watch her do her thing before, after Mrs. Anderson, and she was great for our township, did a lot of things. Like I said, a wealth of knowledge. We're going to miss that. Jane, so far, thumbs up, double thumbs up. Thank you very much. So that's all I have.
Very good. Committeewoman Thompson.
Okay. So I also want to congratulate Rita on her retirement. So hopefully she's going to be laying on the beach and putting her feet up and relaxing herself. And I welcome Jane. She's so beautiful and does a good job. Been very helpful. I also attended First Friday downtown. So that was always nice to be supportive of the small businesses and They're so crafty. I'm telling you, so many different little crafts and items and stuff that you can purchase. And I was so grateful to attend there and be supportive. I want to tell the chief that I'm sorry I missed the children's community with the fishing with the cows because I had a family event. My niece had a baby shower, but I'll tell you, I do want to shout out the winner, Weston Baldwin. Weston, I've seen his picture. He caught a 17 3/4 inch largemouth bass. Yeah, so I want to give him a shout out, and that must have been really cool for him. He didn't look like he was scared. He looked like he was excited about the whole thing. So that was a good job. I also want to make an announcement about our hometown celebration that we have coming up, the 27th of this month at the Memorial Park. And also the Hamilton Sustainable team will be there. They wanted to announce that they're going to have a set-up tent, so they will be there also. Committeewoman Dr. Thelma Winston mentioned the expungement event, which I would encourage anyone that, feels like they have a situation. And even if you're not sure, I would encourage you to attend or call, because it definitely makes a difference in second chances, your career, your life, things you're trying to do with your family, and anything to do with getting a job or getting ahead in general. So I would encourage that. Also, I do want to thank the lawyer, Jim. He definitely was a wealth of knowledge when we were discussing the Amazon pilot. Because I tell you, I think I even said it to you then. I said, I'm so happy you were explaining this pilot, because, sometimes people say, oh, don't do a pilot, or you have outside sources that try to deter you from that, and you really don't understand what the benefit was, And so I really appreciate you taking the time and breaking it down, the whole team, and explaining that so I could expand and realize that this was a benefit for the township. So I appreciate that. And I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor, you're next.
First of all, after well over 15 years, the landfill is capped, correct? For quite a while, but we finally got that done. And a shout out to Rita. For all of us up here, we were all rookies at one time, and leaning on Rita, and she has come through, and I'm sure we all appreciate it. And now we have Jane, and I'm sure we'll have no problem with Jane as well. On a whole complete different subject, since our last meeting and before our next meeting, D-Day, June 6th, came along. Never heard a word whatsoever on the news. In one day, 10,000 troops were killed. 6,600 troops were wounded from our country. Last Sunday, yesterday, Flag Day, never heard a word. Unbelievable. Heard about the basketball championship, nothing about our country. This coming Friday is Juneteenth. Still haven't heard anything. The end of slavery. June 21st is Father's Day. Go out and celebrate it. July 4th is 250 years since we signed the Declaration of Independence. God bless America. I'd like to thank all the service members and the veterans for protecting our country for all those years for the last 250. And that's all I have.
Very good. Good job. Okay, I'm going to start off with happy birthday, Deputy Mayor.
Wow.
Today is his birthday.
Happy
what,
birthday.
57, 58?
For 48, huh?
Not 48. Oh, I'm sorry, I said 57. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. I apologize. So happy birthday to you, Rich.
Thank you.
Once again, Rita, congratulations. I really hope you enjoy yourself. Don't go get another job, I hope. Just do some traveling and hang out and have a good time. Yes, already spoke about Juneteenth. That's this Friday, Lake Lenape East, 3 to 7. And then there's Pride in the Park on the 20th at War Memorial Park. That's 11 to 3. And then there's Father's Day. So if you're lucky enough to still have your dad, call him at least. Go see him. He'll probably even buy you lunch, even though you should be buying him lunch, but he'll do it for you. But all you dads out there, enjoy your Father's Day. And then I want to give a shout out to a resident here, Connor Callahan. He is on the USA ball hockey team, representing the United States of America this year in the 2026 Ball Hockey World Championships in Ostrava, Czechia, which used to be Czechoslovakia. They're playing, I think their first game is Saturday, and they play a game every day through Wednesday. And I'll be honest, I really don't know how it works out after that, if it goes by points. But that doesn't matter, just the fact that he got there and he's representing, he came here, he played hockey here his whole life with Hamilton Township. And, he's a great kid. Well, he's in his, I think, late 20s now. So, good luck to him and his family. They'll be going out to Czechoslovakia. And let's see, what else? That's, congratulations coming up to all the, seniors that are graduating high school. Oakcrest graduation is Wednesday. I'm not sure when ACIT is, but congratulations to all of them, and welcome to the world. And maybe if you're lucky you're going off to college, you can push things off for a couple more years and enjoy yourself a little bit. So, and then I want to give a shout out to our fire companies. They've been very busy the past couple of days. Last, week? Had a car fire, and then we had a mutual aid out in, was it the Oaks of Weymouth? So especially as I know that those days were pretty darn hot. So good job to all you guys and girls, and thank you for what you guys do. It was, that was a tough one. So, that's really it for me. So, Reagan, I will see you later. Maddie, I miss you and I love you, and I hope to see you soon. And we open it up to the public. Won't everybody get up at once? There we go. Yes.
Hello, my name is Ramon Mora Jr. I'm from Violin. I'm resident, or not resident over there, your neighbor. I care about what's happening to my neighbors. On a resident side, I'm also running for Congress, and so I care about what's happening in the district. So I come with 3 warnings to you guys. One is from Kearney's Point. I found out that you guys are bringing an Amazon warehouse to the area. I warn you of what's happening in Kearney's Point. If it's jobs you're after, I would encourage you to look at what's happening in Logan Township and in Kearney's Point, where Mayor Bamba publicly was boasting about how they're replacing a lot of their workforce powered by robotics that are powered by AI. Powered by AI centers like the one that's coming in Violin. That's the second warning. Is the AI data centers, I applaud you guys for at least talking about a moratorium. But I would urge you to maybe be a little bit expedient on it. And I understand the concern here about regular data centers. They are different than AI hyperscale data centers like the ones in Violin. The third warning is that of Monroe. You brought it up about the $300 million lawsuit. That happened because they had accepted a application for an AI data center to come to town, and they had no barriers to protect their citizens. So I would, urge you guys to not make the same mistakes as Monroe and get ahead of it as fast as you possibly can. And again, I applaud you for at least even talking about a moratorium. If you guys have any kind of questions and would like to look at other model ordinances, you have Millville, Andover, you have Pennsville that recently passed one, Deerfield that recently passed one, New Brunswick. There's many places that have passed one without any type of legal lawsuits on hovering above them. Monroe is a special case because of that introduction. Again, with Kearney's Point, I stress, protect your public, protect the people who are here, who have lived here for a long time. It's nice that it'll bring temporary jobs, it'll bring in some jobs, but for how long before they start to get replaced and people start to go without because now there's lack of jobs. These AI data centers in particular that are powering these robotics for the warehouses, you might have to have certain mechanical engineers that are nice, high-paying jobs, but they're replacing 5 people maybe with, replacing 50 decent-paying jobs with 5 high-paying jobs, right, of these warehouses. So I would just implore you to, when you're thinking about the warehouse, you think about how will AI affect those jobs. When you're thinking about AI data centers, obviously there's huge environmental concerns with all of these hyperscale data centers, but also look at what is the result of an AI data center. It's thousands of jobs locally, millions of jobs nationally. And I applaud a lot of the events that you guys are having here in Mays Landing. I actually used to live right behind the Hamilton Mall, and I would see the racetrack. So I understand the space that has been vacant for a long time. And a warehouse does seem appealing. Just, make sure you protect your residents is what I'm imploring you guys to do. And for the Flag Day, Mays Landing has a beautiful historical area. I would encourage you guys to set up a program where you guys can embrace that. Violent had one where we celebrated Flag Day. It was pretty nice. We had a flag folding ceremony. They talked about what are the 13 folds and what do they represent and stuff like that. It was a really nice turnout. We read the Declaration of Independence. And I think with you guys having such a nice historical center, it would be nice to have you guys have an event. I don't know if you guys had one and it just wasn't covered or whatnot, but it is an important event. So that's pretty much it. Thank you.
Thank you for your insight. We appreciate it.
Hi, Teresa DeRose from Laureldale. Yes, I am aware that Amazon does do a lot of replacing people with AI and robots, which does take away our jobs and stuff. But the presentation that they had tonight said that they're going to be renting the warehouse for 20 years or 25 years. What are they going to do after that? Are they going to renew their lease? Because they're just like renting it. So are we going to just leave it a vacant warehouse if they leave or don't renew?
Jim, stop me if I say something wrong. All right. It's what a lot of businesses do. They'll put the warehouse in a different name and then rent the warehouse. It's not, I make no guarantees because anything can happen. But that's their business plan. Am I correct in how I'm saying that? It's all internal to Amazon. Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Who are you?
I am Warren DeGrossa from Park Road, former construction official. When it comes to the data center, I guess a question came to my mind, and I figured someone else may have the same question, especially those maybe viewing at home. The moratorium, is that based upon the energy use or the actual data processing? To the fact that if my company, I don't have one, but if I had a company that processed a lot of data, I would obviously be using a lot of energy. However, I'm processing my own data versus a business, and my business is processing, let's say, your data. So I'm just trying to wrap my head around the fact that what are we controlling here? The use of the energy or businesses that do data processing?
I would say it's we're taking the time to gather information, to study energy, use of resources. Is this a good fit for our township? Is this something that we want to accept, or is it something that we're going to say, you know what, we'll pass on that?
Yeah, I know the energy use gets a lot of headlines here, there, and everywhere. So that's what I was, is that what we're working, trying to cut down the, let's say, the use of energy that we end up all, paying for versus, the actual, me having a data processing business, for everyone's use as Amazon and the other ones do.
Yeah, as you see, we're evolving. That's why we passed the resolution. I don't want to say banning,
Prohibiting.
data centers, but it's just a resolution. So we wanted to do that because we knew it was going to take at least 2 weeks for an ordinance. Now we're seeing it's going to take 3. Now we're up to 3 weeks, and it could be, who knows what we may find out in the next 2 weeks. We may find something else out and say, we got to make another change to this ordinance to make this right.
Well, I didn't come here to pose that question, but as I was listening, that's the, concern I had is what is it we're trying to regulate exactly? I actually came because of Rita's retirement. Worked with her for many, many years. I have nothing but good things to say about her. Same with Jane. She helped me out a lot in my last few years here, and as she was up and coming. And anyway, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Motion to close.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Ayes have it. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
So moved in second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Against? Thank you.